Today on the Time Center podcast, we are going over Monarch Season 2, Episode 7, and we're going to give all of our thoughts and our opinions on it, and also going into Episode 8. With all that out of the way, let's get started.
Actually, it really won't be all our thoughts and opinions.
What?
It'll be most of our thoughts and opinions.
Okay. The start of Episode 7, it takes place where Lee Shaw, at the end of the previous episode, Episode 6, meets in contact with his younger self in Axis Monday.
In other words, Lee Shaw speaks to Lee Shaw.
Yes, that's what I meant from back then.
And sometimes, if you ever talk to yourself, you may address yourself in the first person or second person or third person. I don't know how that works.
So we thought at the end of the last episode, I thought possibly getting in contact with each other, but now after watching the episode, I realized that this was all supposed to happen. So basically, this was supposed to be, they weren't messing up what you call the timeline or the future and the past of themselves. This was supposed to happen because that's how originally Lee Shaw came out of the Axis Monday in the first place.
And when young Lee Shaw came out of the Axis Monday after 20 surface years.
Yeah, he was in there for a while.
And Monarch, with complicity by his nephew Hiroshi, sticks him in asset management and keeps him drugged. Young Lee Shaw held on to this all the years he was there, knowing that his older self had communicated to him that it was a virtual certainty that Kiko would get out of the Axis Monday. Lee Shaw not realizing,
that's true,
or not caring, he was faithful to her memory, and he sat there in that Monarch nursing home and let them give him pill after pill after pill after pill
until he got old.
And well, I don't know that he really got old, but
he got old.
Well, kind of, sort of. Anyway,
I mean,
he stayed there forever, and only when her grandchildren showed up to ask him to come out and help them find Hiroshi did he ever bust out. And that set the stage, of course, for Kiko getting out, which the older Lee Shaw, as he spoke to the younger Lee Shaw, knew would happen with a certainty. But the younger Lee Shaw, sitting all that time in asset management, you can only think of the heaviness of his heart and the hope that he held in his heart. And it takes me back to the gentle melodies and heartfelt lyrics of Peter, Paul, and Mary as they did their 1967 concert in Japan. And we totally ignored that in the United States, and because of that, G-Day happened.
Yes. Okay, so to continue on with the episode, thank you for giving that little fact. Basically does correlate with everything you just said that happened, but if you also take a deeper look at it, in this episode, it's really showing what was the effect if Lee Shaw was going to affect the timeline, because like I said,
nobody knew what the effect would be.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They gave many warnings and cautions, and they said you must not do it. When you actually view Lee Shaw standing behind a tree, looking in real Axis Monday time at Kiko fishing in a forest pond to eat some kind of who knows what.
Just some type of fish, whatever.
Something. You could call it a fish.
That's probably what it was. Probably what it was, some type of fish.
Why do you think they're so small down there?
Okay, well, so...
Anyway.
No. Okay. Hold on now. So we're going to, like I was saying, going over that, though, it's Lee Shaw, the older version of himself in the present time.
Why don't we call him Shaw the elder and Shaw the younger?
No, that's just present Shaw. There we go.
They're all present.
No. The time works differently. You know that.
When you're talking to Lee Shaw,
because that's where he exited out of.
You know what? I don't think you have a full grasp of what's going on
I
here.
think I do. I don't think you do.
Well, that's where you and I differ.
Well, there you go. That's why you're the co-host.
Okay. So there you have.
That's what we're supposed to do.
And the senior researcher.
Yes, that is true.
Don't forget that part.
Lee Shaw was supposed to do that, because if he didn't, it would have messed up the timeline. It would have messed up the future part where he did meet Hiroshi's kids, and it would mess everything that up. We want to know what happened in the future, and basically it could mess up.
I still don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, I think we don't know that. We can't see into the future.
Well,
unless you can magically.
No.
Oh, are you sure about that?
I do have some stock tips I would like to share with you, but that would fall outside the bailiwick of this particular podcast.
Oh,
you'll have to tune into my special podcast, stock and bond issue.
That he doesn't actually have that. So okay, continue on. So everybody's pretty much split up in this episode again.
Buy defense stocks.
In this episode, basically everybody is split off again. You got Kiko and Kate are with each other. They're trying to figure out what is the best option to help either Tynex or figure out what is going on with the Tyne. And you got Lee Shaw and then Dr. Suzuki. They are at the spot where Lee Shaw came out.
Let's
of the
just call
Monday.
him Zook, and we'll save those two syllables.
But they're at the spot where Lee Shaw came out of the Exodus Monday, and then Tim is back in this episode, and he brings May. Basically, he wouldn't kidnap her in this one, but he basically forces her to come work back at Monarch, and then you have Kentaro now with Isabel. Almost said Elizabeth, but Isabel. And this, I think, has huge correlation that ties into Godzilla times Kong in 2021. I think she is the daughter of the head guy of Apex. Obviously, we know that they make Mechagodzilla. This is all tying in to, 2021. And also, too, what you got to realize during this whole series, that in the next movie in the MonsterVerse in 2019, we never see Tynex. So something's got to happen with Tynex before this even happens, because say the movie takes place in 2 years later. So we still don't know what's going to happen with Tynex. I'm either one, he gets sent back to Exodus Monday, or Godzilla does end up being defeated, and we will go over.
Godzilla will not be defeated, and what I will tell you
I didn't say Godzilla will be defeated. Godzilla would defeat Tynex, because in the synopsis for Episode 8, which Lee Shaw and Dr. Suzuki are trying to lead Godzilla to attack Tynex, and we saw at the end of Episode 7 in this one that we saw Tynex was in Australia going onto land.
I continually am stunned emotionally by the various timelines and time lapses, so that Dr. Suzuki is now a century old. Lee Shaw is 75 years old.
No, that's not.
And Keiko is one half the age of Hiroshi.
And yeah,
and then it creates such a dynamic for sadness and heartbreak. Yet their overwhelming spirits, their overcoming spirits, give you a sense of completeness in the world of the Titans.
You got Kiko and Kate. They are on an island.
Is it Kiko or Keiko?
Keiko. What?
Kiko, is it potato or potato?
Whatever. But
Roosevelt.
Keiko and Kate, they are in a village trying to figure out what's going on with Tynex, and they do Kate somehow finds out that in this abandoned village, they think it's like a cursed village, that they realize that people were going like crazy. They were hearing things, but it was just amplified by the well that Kate fell into.
Don't you see a parallel between the well that had a tunnel and the well that was in the Goonies?
The what? Well, it showed a lot of symbolism of what happened to Kiko. He said Keiko. Kiko. I'm sorry.
Let's call her
Taco.
Let's call her Miss K.
Okay, Miss Taco.
Miss K.
Miss Taco.
Let's leave. That. Oh my goodness!
But it's symbolism when she fell into the Axis Monday. It's just basically symbolism on that point. But okay, so they're trying to figure all that out. Like I said, Lee Shaw and Dr. Suzuki is trying to lead Godzilla to fight Tynex. They have the whole thing with his younger self dealing with the timeline. And then May is now working with Tim back at Monarch to figure out with the samples they have in their lab or whatever from Tynex. And now you also got Kentaro working with Isabel now.
I need some help with the continuity between the episodes. Would somebody please check in episode 6 and episode 7 and tell me if Tim is still wearing the same necktie.
I don't know if
he wears he wears that short necktie that doesn't quite get down to his belt. His tie's too short.
Oh yeah.
But what color is it? Is there a pattern with it? And is he wearing the same checkered shirt? And does he wear a button collar shirt, or is it or not a button collar shirt? And
why does that matter?
Even if he didn't have a tie on, don't you think he would have his top button buttoned?
Why
is he that kind of nerd?
Why does that matter?
I'm into the absolute technical flawlessness of these movies.
Okay, this is not a movie.
Oh, it's a series, but whatever. If you go back to 1971,
we're stopping you there. We're not talking about 1971. So now we're going to say possibly what is going to happen in episode 8 now.
Well, I'll tell you what will happen. Monarch and Apex are determined that they're going to keep all the Titans alive and use them. Godzilla is there to control the Titans and keep them out of human world, and
keep everything in balance.
And so
basically,
you could call it balance.
Yes,
and it's just amazing that now young Lee Shaw the Younger, tagged Titan X in 1962, and now in 2017,
they have
that tag is still working. Due to the time compression, I'm sure, and it's brand new because it came out of the Axis Mundi, and now Lee Shaw the Elder is able to leapfrog Monarch and Apex, and know where the Titan is before anybody else. And with Dr. Suzuki's help, or Hiroshi's machine, or whatever, he's going to call up Godzilla. He's got a little call. If you were ever a follower of Duck Dynasty, you could go buy those duck calls down there, and
gosh, whatever
that was, and whack, whack, whack. Well, he's got a Godzilla call, and I'm paraphrasing here. I can't make a good Godzilla sound, so pretend Godzilla's a duck. Whack, whack, whack. Lee Shaw's going to blow that duck call, and Godzilla's going to come paddling up like a good little mallard, and he's going to swallow up Titan X.
That's not possible. To swallow up Titan X.
Godzilla has a flexible jaw.
That is literally not possible. He will
drop down, and he can consume.
That's not possible. Now, maybe if he explodes
wait a
Titan
minute.
X...
This is about Titans, and you're talking about possible impossible?
Yes, we literally we're going off of what we've seen.
And do you believe that the G cells in Noriko's neck
are
going to cause the other Titans
this has nothing to do with
be lured to her to destroy her as they sense Godzilla's radioactive regenerative DNA in her neck? Do you believe it? And will Godzilla show up to defend her, or will he simply use her as bait to draw the other Titans in? Oh, what a faithless monster he is. What do you want to say about that?
It does not have any correlation on what we're talking about.
Well, that's okay. This is a Titan Center podcast.
Yes, but it's not what we're talking. We're going to talk about a lot about minus
Do the hand motion again.
We are going to be talking about.
When you say we,
you and I are going to be talking a lot about minus zero coming up in the near future, and there's some stuff coming about it here in the near future, anyways. With Comic-Con,
enough can't be said about it.
Okay, so. Basically, though, my thoughts real quick on what could possibly happen in episode 8. Kate and Kiko are going to try to stop Lee Shaw and Dr. Suzuki from... I don't know.
Suzuki's staying home.
I was actually about to say that. I don't think he's going.
Suzuki needs his nap.
Yeah. Okay. But they're going to try to stop Godzilla from fighting Titan X, and then
But Lee Shaw is going to triumph. I believe Lee Shaw will get there ahead of him. Another thing we need to think about, Shaw the Elder has been through so many near death, and frequently we believe he has died. Will he get through this session?
I was about to say, will he get through this?
Dr. Suzuki seemed to perceive that Lee Shaw himself did not have confidence in his ability to survive this last encounter as he lured Godzilla and Titan X together for a battle of the Titans.
Yeah, there's still 3 episodes left, so
and if something happens to him, do you think it'll be by tentacle or by atomic breath? Or you think he'll simply be stomped down?
Get swiped away like that.
Or you think maybe he'll just like have a heart failure, you know?
Bro, whoa. Okay. Gosh. But I think with Kentaro and Isabel, she has a plan of some sort, and obviously I think now we pretty much figure that he's going to help her out. And now what's going on with Tim and May, I think they're going to finally discover something.
Let's go back to Kate and Kiko in the well.
What?
You knew when, I knew that rope was going to break. It was so skinny.
It's pretty obvious.
I mean, that was like so obvious.
Yeah, I mean,
you come up on a well. Everybody that's ever used it's buried out there. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's some rope. You know it's rotten.
Yeah,
I mean, really, what's going on with their brains? And how does Kate fall down that well for a good distance at 32 feet per second squared?
You get seriously injured.
How does she fall down into that well at that speed?
And not get
ever increasing speed. She probably didn't reach terminal velocity, and she fell in 4 inches of water. How did that cushion her fall?
You were asking the wrong
person. And then she was real vague
that.
about the tunnels. I just followed
and then she actually got up so quick. She said there was a lot of
really,
tunnels,
have you ever been down there in a cave with no light after having had a big fall from a rotten rope that your grandmother was holding on to? I mean, really, my grandmother never could have pulled me up out of a well.
This is completely okay. We're going to get off of that. That's completely separate.
Let me ask you, viewers.
No.
How many of you would say, "Grandmother, lower me"?
Okay, shut up.
How many of you would do that?
No.
Get real with us.
This is a show, by the way. This is not real. This is not real. We've gone over this not being real 50 billion times. So, yeah. So that's basically all of our thoughts.
It's been good talking to you. I hope we'll get some feedback from you.
Thank you all so much for watching. This have been our thoughts on Monarch Season 2, Episode 7. We will see you all next time on the Time Center Podcast.
Next time.